babes, it's Khadijah and welcome back to my channel. So thank y'all so much for staying tuned in and clicking on this video. So we are doing Lori Harvey inspired makeup. I've been following her for the past like year to 2 years, and the past 6 months I was like, let me channel Lori and do my makeup like Lori, because I love how she goes for that kind of like a minimalistic yet I'm still that girl makeup. So if you are looking for more of like a natural beat and just something cute, quick date night, or even just off to work, here is that look. Stay tuned and I'll see y'all in a second. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go in with my L'Oreal Infallible, and I'm just gonna put like kind of correct my dark spots that I have and kind of just put these in places where I feel like I need an extra little bit of help. And one thing that I have noticed about her is that it's never like too much of a beat. Like the beat is never too overwhelming. It's always giving very much skin vibes. So that is like what we're gonna accomplish with a little bit of help, okay? So I'm just gonna take this, and the good thing about this concealer is that it is essentially my foundation shade. Really, it actually is. Pretty sure this is my foundation shade, but it's just gonna kind of pull everything together. So I kind of just like to touch on those spots that I have my scars, because obviously through pictures I never see any flaws on her. So let's just make sure our skin is intact too. Alright, so now that we have that on there, we are going to also go in with the Flesh Beauty concealer, and this is more so to kind of bring a little bit of brightness under our eye. I'm going to put those in those spots just right under there, and that's all. Just literally a swipe. Don't want to do too much with this. That shade can get crazy, so we want to be able to keep that like right under our eye. And I feel like for the most part she does have just like kind of a neutral face. Like it's not too bright, not too anything, but I still want to kind of bring a brightness under me, because it's still, you know, my own spin on what I feel like her makeup is. And now I'm going to just be taking my LA Girl, and I am going to hit some other areas on my face. And this is also essentially my skin tone. This one is not too light, so I'm going to get this on the sides. And using all of these, I feel like it's just going to tie everything in together. And really, after you do this, you won't even have to really use any more concealer. So you'll see what I mean by that. Now we're going to take this Damp Beauty blender, and well, this is actually the Sonia Kashuk blender. And I'm just going to go in by buffing those shades out that I placed with the concealer. And I'm just going to do really subtle. Like I'm not going to try to move the product too much. I'm going to try to keep it right where I placed it. So now we are going to focus in under our eyes, and I can actually flip this, and that's a good thing about these sponges. You can always flip them and focus on this product, and luckily this is alright, so this is our bright eye, and it's not too bright to where it's like, whoa, oh my gosh, but it's still very much giving skin. So this is what we want essentially. Alright, so don't forget we have that one on our nose, so I'm just gonna lightly just dab that color in. And the reason I'm like very barely blending this in, one is because I have a scar on my nose, so that's number one, and number two, because I feel like you should just blend around the product that is on your nose. If you want to put, because some people I know they don't put makeup on their nose at all. For me, I do put a little bit of makeup on my nose, so if I'm putting anything on my nose, like that swipe that I just did, I'm just gonna kind of just touch around the edges of the product, because I didn't put too much on, and I feel like anything else I don't want to put, I just don't want my nose to look too cakey, so I just barely blend in around that side of my nose. Alright, So now we're going in the center of our forehead, buffing that out. And this is really the most product or any concealer or anything that we're going to put on our forehead, because you don't want your forehead to look cakey either. You know, when you start to see those like little frown lines and all that stuff, you don't want your forehead to look like, okay, there's too much makeup on there. It's just a full, you know, like face of whatever. On top of that, you still probably want to put like a little bit of powder, a little bit of bronzer. So you kind of just want to leave that how it is. All right. So now we're going to move on to our foundation. I am Juvia's Place. I am Magic Foundation. Love this foundation so much. I have no complaints about it. So I'm putting literally just a little dollop on this brush. Okay, and we're going to be putting our foundation on the sides where we did not put our concealer, okay? Because the concealer is the star of the show. The foundation is really at this point just like helping the star just that. I'm gonna go in with some powder under my eyes, and I'm gonna show y'all a special trick on how I want to do it this time. Okay, so we have our Laura Mercier. We're gonna take that. Y'all, powder gets so messy. I want to invent a powder that doesn't get this messy. Like, if there's a such thing, just like literally let me know. But I am pressing my brush into the powder, patting any excess off. And I'm just going to literally tap, tap, tap very lightly under my eye, okay? To the sides. And with this, there's no rhyme or reason with this, because Lori, she never really has anything that is like too like snatched of a cheekbone, I feel like, unless, you know, it's an event. But it just feels like for the most part when she does, like when she has her everyday, it's not super chiseled or anything. I'm taking the Super Stay. This is all drugstore, by the way. Super Stay Maybelline, and going in on the sides. And I'm going to be giving myself a little nose contour. And I'm pushing this up into my brow, okay? She doesn't really wear eyeshadow, so I'm just going to be taking the rest of the product that is on my contouring brush for my nose. And I'm going to just be putting that in my crease. I'm going to hit that in my crease because it's just going to still create some, you know, some vibes to the eye. It is like, you know, I'm still giving my eye some definition, but it's not gonna. Now that we defined our eyes, I am going to go in with some blush tones. I use the Zulu by Juvia's, and I like to use this shade in the corner because it's just, I feel like it's just the perfect shade, just for a nice little, you know, little 1-2. So I like kind of rub off the excess because I don't want it to be like too much. But I like to just hit like the apples of my cheeks and just kind of drag it in an up motion, because I feel like when you put it right there, it just really gets to showing off your cheekbones, you know? So I kind of bring it a little bit close and push it up. And I'm just literally patting this. Cute. So now I'm going to touch a little on my nose, a little on my forehead, pull this back a little bit. We're going to go in with these brows, baby. Alright, so my brows, honey, they have come such a long way. When I tell you guys, I used to have no eyebrows because I plucked off every single hair I ever owned, and I still barely own any hairs. Like, I'm borrowing these from a friend. No, but for real, I had no brows before, and I starting to get some brows. So there is no rhyme or reason to this. Because I feel like I have no brows, I try to make my brows look a little bit thicker. So I'm taking the NYX Taman frame that I have. Can I just say, and it's something about the NYX Taman frame, or I don't know if it's just like brow pomades in general, but it gets so freaking dry So I have to put my makeup serum in there. Whew. And like kind of get it to like sit in there for a second and then pick up the product because it gets so freaking dry. It's like a brick. Her brows give off such, you know, natural shape that I would not tell you if you were trying to go for this too, to create your own shape, but just kind of feather in lightly the shape that you. So now that we have all this on, I'm going to set my face with the Fenty spray. Just did one little spritz. Alright, now we're going to be moving on to the eyes. So I'm going to take my Maybelline, it's just like a classic black, and go in. Okay, so next I'm going to be finishing this look off with some lip liner. I noticed that she always kind of just has browns and like neutrals on her lips, like nothing too crazy, just something to define her lips. So I'm going to be taking this NYX, what is this? Downtown Beauty, and lining my lips. And then I'm going to be filling my lips in with Sandstorm. It's very cute. I love, love, love this pencil. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned into this video today. If y'all like to give it a big thumbs up right down below. Also, go turn on my post notifications so y'all can always stay alerted every time I post. I swear it's super helpful if you are interested in any of these videos. Comment down below so I can kind of keep pushing out more because I want to put out videos that y'all actually want to see. So just let me know some videos that you want to see down below and I'll be sure to make that happen for y'all. Also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All of my handles will be Khadmuh. I finally got my Instagram back to how I wanted it, you guys. Before I deleted my old Instagram page like whatever, like a crazy person, right? And then I made a new Instagram and I wanted it to be Khadmuh, but it didn't let me change it. Finally today I was playing around on my phone and it let me change it back to my old @name. So all of my handles are the same across all platforms, so be sure to look out for me. I'll leave everything also linked right down below for you guys, and I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Thank y'all so much for staying tuned, and I'll see you soon. Bye.